Hello and welcome back to another episode of Cozy Man's Guide. I am Wilhelm III, and we are picking up a little bit out of order, guys. I had to kind of abandon editing a few hours of footage. I'll go back and put those episodes out eventually. But they reduced the amount of time we have to do the expedition. So I'm just gonna spend a second, pack our pockets full of items we can refine down for nanites so that we get a little bit of a boost through the expedition. And we are going to be starting the expedition tonight. I'll also give you guys a little sneak peek of some of the cool stuff I've been up to that I haven't been able to edit down yet. We have destroyed a pirate juggernaut and recruited their pirate frigate's crews. So now we have a couple of awesome combat frigates with the solar wind catchers on them like that. And I did the Dream Aerial mission, which gives us our first living frigate. Looks like a big old slug or something. Pretty awesome. I love the sounds that it makes, like a kind of whale song. Reminds me of the reefbacks in Subnautica. But I will be editing and posting all of that later because they reduced the amount of time we have to do this, and now I'm kind of panicking. I can't just run out on my settlement without saying goodbye, though. So we're gonna have one more bonfire before I go. I'm gonna say goodbye to my pets. Goodbye, Cornos and Beat Boop. Actually, you know, with Beat Boop, I think we might be able to take Beat Boop with us. If I take the flare with me, I think that might work. He should just spawn inside of the expedition if I have the flare in my inventory. But I can't take any of the eggs. Oh, Cornos, you come and lay down next to me. You're the best. What a nice UI they gave this guy. He really does have a lot of personality. I like that a lot. I like you a lot, Cornos. You like me too. Look at you jump. You're the best. Let's just sit together for a second before I have to go. I think this is probably going to be the thumbnail for the episode. You guys know better than I do. I'm pretty sure this is going to be the best thumbnail that I can grab. Now that I've said goodbye to my pirate settlement, we are on our way up to the anomaly. Let's go! We got Expedition 20 Breech. Start an expedition to go on a journey alongside the whole community. The exclusive phase rewards earned on expeditions are available to all saves. So you don't have to do this with your main character, but we're definitely going to take our boy into this one. We're not only taking him, but we're gonna fill our pockets up. I've got as many S-class upgrades and things as I thought might be useful, as well as a whole bunch of radiant shards that we can refine down into nanites, and of course nip-nip buds and other treasures for a sack of cash. I'm also bringing our Sentinel Flare, the Dream Aerial, bunch of glass so we can build our Corvette windows, and a couple of other things that I just think will be good to have. Repair kits. I'm also gonna bring our trade rocket. I don't know if we'll ever get an opportunity to use it, but I feel like that might be fun to have. And just because we have a little extra space, I'm gonna put the optical drill package in there, which will increase the amount of resources we get when we're mining. That's my final loadout. Let's go.
Life support systems
Ooh,
activated.
we've got a very cool vibe to the Aurora Borealis.
Shield kinetic system online.
This is a very Atlas-centered expedition, I believe. So I'm really looking forward to leaning into that aesthetic. I already love red, so it fits right in.
Aerial propulsion jetpack online.
Ooh, nice. We got a hovering derelict freighter.
Multi-tool and mining laser attachment operational.
Cool looking weapon. We'll be switching that out for a staff as soon as we can.
Initialization sequence complete.
And we're in Planet Nutsum. What in the heck? I'm hovering in the middle of the sky. I don't think that's supposed to happen. There's a building over there. And my ship is next to the building. I'm a little scared that I'm gonna fall and die, or that I can't get down. Is this just gonna keep going? There we go. I was on an invisible floating island. Wow, we got a big old planet there. And our first objective is to find our ship. It usually is. A debris field. Oh man, looking forward to this, guys. I'm not gonna get too distracted by reading all of those right away. Oh, cool. We've got flying worms. Elderly, gender is alpha.
Makes art with sticks and provides craw milk. Ah, too bad I can't get up there and milk them.
Man, this music score does not stop. It'll probably calm down in a minute, but they always give us some really epic music at the beginning of an expedition. All right, let's jump off this rock and see what's waiting on us down below. Ooh, the way those carbon crystals look and the oxygen glowing. Even the red crystals on the normal rocks and stuff. It's just got this amazing aesthetic. They really played hard into this Atlas theme, and I am digging it. I should really just go back over to my ship and get the first milestone, but I can't ignore a cave that's absolutely full of marabulb. If you don't know, you can refine marabulb back into sodium, and it is super useful to get early on. So having this little open cave floor is too good of an opportunity to overlook. You can also get a little bit of cobalt for making your batteries. So it's just a good thing to grab when you're in your first 15 or 20 minutes of an expedition. All right, now that I've gathered what I can, this is definitely an abandoned building. Look at those eggs. And we get our first milestone for just walking up to it. Okay, a lot of times you have to actually repair it or something, but in this one, you just got to get close. What do we get? Prepackaged personal refiner unit. Yes, I put that in our safety deposit box, which we'll be able to get from the anomaly when we finally get there. But to get one immediately, thank you, Hello Games. And now I can refine all the stuff I've been finding. Okay, now that my backpack is chewing away, how bad is the damage on this thing? Okay, that's not so bad. All we need is some pure ferrite. I've already got some ferrite. We just need to get that refined a little bit. And we're gonna need condensed carbon for the parts for the pulse drive. No problem. I bet you there's plenty of carbon around here. Yeah, there's a big old plant here that gives me carbon and oxygen. Nice. Ooh, and this cave formation behind those plants gives me ferrite dust and chromatic metal. Another really good thing. If your spawn point has a bunch of those around, grab them. And man, it doesn't seem like they skimped on the oxygen plants on this home planet. Thank you again, Hello Games, making it a little easier. And I have a big stack of oxygen waiting on us up on the anomaly, but I'm gonna fill my pockets with these. It's just too many to not grab them. And I think, yeah, that's a giant beetle over there. Okay. Usually we need to tame an animal anyway to get the milestone. I don't know for sure if that's gonna be one on this one or not. Oh crap, I need to have creature pellets. But I definitely want to have an albino beetle as my flying mount in my first pet in this expedition. Come back to me. Come back to me. I must have you. You must be mine. You must be mine. Come here. Come here. All right. He landed on top of the building. All right, should be able to get up there. Hold on. Nice. I'm just gonna immediately adopt you. Awesome. Now, I believe this should mean, yeah, let's give you a treat. And I'm gonna be able to ride you. We have a flying mount, a flying beetle mount. Look at this guy. I thought he was albino, but that's just underneath his scales there, or whatever you call those flaps he's got up to let his wings out. Look at him. Amazing. Who else adopted one of these as their first pet? Gonna get another screen grab. This is a good one. Now this might be, what is that? Now this right here might be the actual thumbnail. I don't know. I feel like I'm betraying my other pets, but oh well. These are my expedition pets. What happens on expedition stays on expedition. All right. I mean, other than just looking really, really cool, I don't know how fully useful this is gonna be, but I'm really happy that we have a flying mount. Now, something I didn't realize until recently, but these buried mineral formations, I knew you could pop them open and get a, you know, a little rock or whatever. This is auronium. So what I didn't know is you can pop these into your refiner and you'll get a pretty decent resource out of most of them. So this one gives me silver, but there's ones that refine into platinum, into gold. So make sure you're not missing that, because I was for a long time. Man, that floating freighter looks amazing. Let me know, is that above everybody's spawn point, or is I just get lucky and have that in the background? In one of the other expeditions, I remember we got like a big floating jellyfish creature, and I always love that when they give us some big set piece that we can all enjoy. Nagaro, 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 Nutti, 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 Torvax. You always want to grab as many of those knowledge stones as you can when you're running around, because there's usually a milestone for learning words as well. And I should really read through the milestones, but I kind of like just running around and doing it chaotically. It's more fun. There's an armored clam, yeah, under the ground here, which means there has to be some sort of cave or something down here. I don't want to go directly at it. You want to kind of aim off to the side, because sometimes you'll end up destroying the clam that you're looking for. And yeah, it's some water. Can I swim in it? Is it open? Yeah. Okay. Cool. This is like a whole underwater cave system. And we get 2 pearls. You can mess around with like shooting these things and making them open and then dodging in and out to grab the pearl, but I always just swim up and grab it. I know maybe that's cheating, but I'm not trying to make my life harder. Look at this crazy freaking cave. I thought that was a big old squid creature for a second. We probably need a little bit of these resources. And it's just cool being down underwater. I always have enjoyed Subnautica and just the whole vibes of snorkeling or cave diving. All right, so there is an exit to the outside world. And for a minute, I thought this was just sort of cut off from the surface. What a cool looking little moon pool though. It even looked like a crescent moon. All right, now my pockets are full of rocks, and I think I should be able to fix this hunk of junk. The Fungo of Destruction. What a cool name. I do like it, but we're gonna scrap you probably as quick as we can, pal. I'm sorry. I've got a really awesome ship to unlock in the anomaly as soon as we get the heck out of here. And just like that, we're ready to go. Well, right after I kill all of these biological horrors and collect their eggs, there's also a panel inside of this abandoned building that we'll go in and get a little bit of lore from after I'm done scooping all of these up. This is a really awesome start point for an expedition, though. Let me know if everybody started off at an abandoned buildings like this, because this is feeling very Halloween. I'm going to try to get this video out as close to Halloween as possible. It might be the day after. And I think we probably need to kill some of these for an objective. So I'm going to try to get as many of them as I can. All right, I think the swarm is about to subside. 1 or 2 more. Any more? All right. Let's see what the lore is inside our abandoned building. I don't know if this is attached. Frickin' heck. Every time. And you're immortal? An immortal tentacle. Frickin' hell. So I don't know if this is actually attached to the narrative of the expedition or not, or this is just a random abandoned building that will give us the sort of canned lore that we always see. The inevitable inventory management of early game. Okay. Just gotta pop some stuff into the starship that we don't need in our pocket until we get some more inventory space. I'll go ahead and refine all of our larval cores into nanites, which would be incredibly valuable if I didn't have a whole stash of crystal shards that we can refine and runaway mold and things in our safety deposit box. But if you were starting fresh, this is like a huge win to get a load of nanites early on. Let's see how lucky was I. Was this part of the expedition or what? Oh my gosh, I'm just realizing this is not the sort of normal infected terminal. This is just an observatory that's abandoned and has all this stuff in here. Oh God, math. I think it's probably just the top one. The biggest one makes sense, right? Yeah. Totally guessed that. Okay, cool. So now I have a distress signal that I can go and check out. So that's like maybe a free ship to start off, which really makes me think this is just a random spawn point, and I just got really lucky. I mean, it was super lucky to get the larval eggs right away. I mean, the backpack and stuff, we could refine those immediately. It's just a really spooky area to start off in. I just love it. Oh, I love this expedition already. Our ship looks kind of off center, but we're, like I said, going to be trading this bad boy in for the Starburn Runner as soon as we can. The Turamitri system. Nice. 1 planet, 5 moons. Oh, so it's like a gas giant that we're around. Nice. And we get another milestone, Wings in the Dark. Let's see what that one unlocks. All right, so now we have our base computer if we want to start building a base somewhere, and hyperdrive plans so we can get out of this star system. Cool. Let's see what our observatory marked for us at this distress beacon. Is it a free ship? It looks a little bit like a free ship. I don't see any pilots walking around. The high-tech ship's emergency systems activate as I climb on board, and a hologram appears before me. The lights in the mask it wears seem wide and dim. The pilot calmly reports news of its imminent demise. The noise of explosions and tearing metal can be heard. The hologram disappears, leaving an array of glittering technologies and devices behind it. Some of them still look operational. The research ship carries fascinating technological advances. I scan a blueprint and can now construct one of these devices myself. Awesome. So the random observatory that we started at sent us to this wrecked ship, which I can now scrap for some money and things. And we have the teleport receiver. I'm gonna need to find a source of chromatic metal, some copper or something like that, before we're gonna be able to get out of here. We need to make microprocessors, which also need chromatic metal and carbon nanotubes. So maybe we'll get lucky and get one out of a loot box, but otherwise I'm gonna be doing a little bit of mining. We actually have almost everything we need to repair this busted ship, and then we'll be able to scrap it, get some money, and then maybe buy the stuff that we need. I'm being so smart. All right, now we also are gonna need to get some asteroids. You need to get the resources from them anyway, like the tritium for our engines, and you get some silver and gold and anomaly detectors and things like that. But we also have an objective for the asteroids. There it is. So we need to get 20 of these total. And now we get a little extra excitement. These things actually have those jellyfish that pop out of them every now and then. Get the first person view going for the asteroidal effects. Now you get those tritium hyperclusters. Occasionally those are good for construction and things like that. But most of the time you just break them apart and get the tritium out of them, like the gold nuggets. They really don't have any other use other than breaking them apart, getting the resources from inside. Look how cool those those jellyfish. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. And they kind of pop. They're kind of strong though. They don't do a whole lot of damage if you run into them. And 20 asteroids are done. Just that fast. It only takes a second. And let's see. What did we get for popping 20 asteroids? So we're getting the Nautilin platform and submarine upgrades. Hell yeah, that means we definitely have some deep water worlds or something like that as some of our objectives. And I love going under the ocean in this game. It reminds me of Subnautica, and I gotta tell you, that was one of my first loves ever, was playing Subnautica. And then as soon as I discovered No Man's Sky and that it had underwater sections and stuff, I was so excited and then so let down about 3 years ago, maybe 4 at this point. And now they've added so much to the underwater mechanics and the deep water worlds. It is just incredible. It's one of my most favorite things of the whole game. Now we got an abandoned moon over here. No copper, but we should be able to get some of the other stuff that we need. Maybe the activated quartzite to refine into chromatic metal. Also, I just can't resist checking these out because these abandoned ones, they have the potential of having the polished stone guardians and dudes you can fight and stuff. This is a very mountainous terrain. Wow. That looks like a big old stone tower up there. That's crazy. Anywhere to land? There we go. All right, so we've got the abandoned sort of civilization aesthetic. Don't fall in a hole. We'll be able to mine some of these little structures like this. Yeah, we get polished stone, which I'm sure we probably need for something. Uh-oh, this has got sentinels. That's right, it said aggressive sentinels. So we got to be careful. I'll try to do a couple quick scans. Oh, cool. We got these sort of flower horse mounts. So we've got an awesome flying beetle, and now we can have one of these guys, although I don't want to get the very young one. I want to get one that's already kind of full size and full grown. What else have we got? There's a big boy. So this whole planet has a bunch of these particular kind of animals, but different variations. That's pretty cool. Now, anytime you're on one of these abandoned planets, always be looking for that sort of blue glow, because you find these memory stones and then you can get blueprints that you can build at your base later, so you can kind of build something with like a medieval castle aesthetic. Now, sometimes there's a milestone for burrowing through the ground. I have not read all of the ones for this expedition yet. I kind of like going through it chaotically, like I said before. But I'm gonna run around on this planet and pick up as many of these blueprints as we can before we take off. We also wanna, crud. The freaking sentinels on this planet are so annoying. They come after you every single time you mine anything. But I really need this pyrite because it is a good fuel for our ship, and we can refine this into chromatic metal, I believe. Now we got a pocket full of pyrite. I only need one more scan. A rare ground, always active. Okay, if it's on the ground, I think all the ones on the ground. Holy crap, it's right behind me. Oh, will hypnotize his prey. Venom-laden claws. Okay, so this is the predator on this planet. Let's go ahead and see if we can, yeah, we have a spot for it. I'm gonna go ahead and adopt this guy as our mount. So for our ground mount, we'll have the only big predator on this planet, a big flower predator. The flowers on this planet evolved their own defenses and now are sentient and named Wood Eve. Okay, cool. Wood Eve. What a great name. Let me go ahead and pet you. Aw. You like it when you get your scrunches? And we can customize your appearance. Heck yeah. Okay, so I'll definitely put a square laser on one side. We'll make it red. And then on the other side, I usually like putting a torch. So when we're at night and things, I can see where they're at and tell which animal is mine a little easier. Hey, you like that? I like new plaything, it says. Now, how good of a mount are you? Let's see. Charge. Okay, you're doing okay, but not super fast. But you can definitely watch my back. If anybody else around here is aggressive, you know what to do. Let's go ahead and turn in our discovery for the nanites. Got a little over 3,000 now. And once I get to the space anomaly, we are gonna be set. But I think we need to make our hyperdrive and get to the next star system before I can call the anomaly in. So we're a little stuck until then. Come on, Wood Eve. There's a storm coming. We gotta get out of here. Let's go. Go over and get this activated quartzite. And that should be all that we really need from this planet, I think. I'm probably missing something, but we'll figure that out later. Wood Eve, you watch my back. I'm gonna go ahead and get this activated quartzite before the storm gets too bad. Follow me, Wood Eve. Back to the ship. It was a mistake to get so far from our ship. Why did you take me all the way over there, Wood Eve? Oh my gosh, how many more batteries do I even have? Can I land you closer? There's a little spot here that was green. Come on, come on, come on. I'm almost about to freaking roast. Save me, ship. Okay. Let's get off of this rock. All right, let's go by the space station. Obviously, they're all gonna be abandoned on this awesome, spooky as hell Halloween expedition. Welcome home. Okay. And the music kicks in again. Hello, games. How awesome is that? So my intention is to try to scrap our extra ship that I was able to claim earlier. But real quick, let me just swap these ships out. There we go. And now, although you are a pretty cool looking ship, I like the profile of it better because it doesn't obstruct your view as much. At least, I mean, that one wing on the side probably blocks some of it, but not as big as the sort of headpiece that we're wearing. I don't know what you would call that. But we can go ahead and scrap this one. It'll give us a bunch of stuff that we can now sell and then hopefully buy anything else that we need from the terminal up here. What do we have for upgrades? Might as well pop these in since they're free. And the hyperdrive. We got an upgrade for our hyperdrive before we've actually built the original one. Man, the vibes of these abandoned space stations and buildings and everything, just amazing. I can't do anything with our tool there yet. We don't want to teleport anywhere. We don't have any other teleportation stations, but we definitely want to get a little bit more space in our pockets. We're going to be struggling with inventory space for a little while, so it's my main focus. Ooh, these banned weapons are worth 220,000 units. Nice. That with the stuff from our ship that we can sell, and I'm going to refine down all of the slime and stuff we have. Just give me a second, guys. Might as well put the launch thruster in and then see what is on the other side of this station. Hopefully we find a terminal in here where we can sell everything. Yes, okay, good. So we can sell the Gek relics because there's no Gek to give those to. We've got our subatomic regulators for just under $1 million. The nano cables for 300,000. And then where is there? The banned weapons for 220, which puts us at 1.5 million, 1.6 million. So we need to buy as much of this stuff as we can. We're gonna get all of the chromatic metal that they're selling for sure. I'm gonna go ahead and buy some microprocessors, some wiring looms. We don't have enough money to just go wild and buy them all, but buying 5 seems like it makes sense to me. And might as well get some carbon nanotubes. These are cheap. And the amino chambers, they're hard to make, so sometimes required. I'll grab a few. And ammonia. We seem to be on a lot of toxic planets, so that's probably a good idea. And then I'm just doing everything I can for nanites. Why not? Now we can finally repair our hyperdrive, get out of this system, and hopefully not have any issues getting straight over to the anomaly. I knew I needed those wiring looms for something. We'll go ahead and charge up the hypercore and make a little bit of antimatter for the teleport receiver. We're doing good. It's amazing, the windows. You can see the lights flashing over the debris out there. I just love the details in this game. And our next objective is to get to the next system. Once we're there, we'll be able to call in the anomaly, which is what I've been working towards this whole freaking time. Of course, we can't get all the way to the next check-in, but we can get halfway there. T for 2, Cafe 42 system, discovered by Predator Hunter 0. Awesome. What a great name. Good job. And we have our milestone between the stars. Went to light speed. Let's see what we got for that one. A pre-packaged Atlantid drive unit. Okay, so that means we instantly get full access to every kind of star system. Hello games, you just, oh my God, did such a good job on this freaking expedition. Let's pop that in right away. Might as well pop by the space station since we're right here next to it. We'll go ahead and pick up our bit of loot that we can, sell anything else that we can pick up, and buy everything that we can from the terminal in the other room. Of course, the first thing we want to do is increase the size of our pockets. So let's go ahead and grab another one of those. Man, I am loving the creepy vibes of this expedition. I've never done an abandoned run, but this kind of makes me want to do that. When you don't have any other aliens to interact with, the sense of just sort of being alone, it's really nice. And it's super creepy to think about it. You know, if there's an infinite number of travelers in an infinite number of instances, we're experiencing waking up all alone, waking up in paradise worlds, waking up on extreme planets. It's kind of nuts when you think about it that way. Now, I don't see a whole lot to buy here since we're not trying to upgrade buildings and stuff. Phosphorus and pepinephrine might be worth buying. I'm not sure if we're gonna need these for much. I mean, we're gonna need the phosphorus for recharging our shields at least if we're on hot worlds or something. It's always worth it to come by the space station, even if the only thing you get is a little more space in your pocket. The other thing you want to do in every system is call in the anomaly, which is where we're going next. In addition to being able to get my safety deposit box, we're also going to be able to expand our pockets. So you get one kind of freebie or cheap expansion in the space station and another one over here in the anomaly. Now it's just occurring to me
we could have an abandoned anomaly.
The music seems a little off. And I don't see any of our favorite characters here. Yeah, it looks like there's no one behind the desk there. I guess there's probably not going to be anyone up here either. No. Completely abandoned. So we can't get our free emergency scanner or nanites from any of those guys. I think we should, even though all the people back here are gone, we should be able to use these terminals. And yeah, the exosuit upgrade terminal does still work, and you can still get your freebie over here. We've got an additional expansion upgrade, so we can apply that here as well. So this one's a freebie. The first one they charge you for, even if you got the extra exosuit upgrade thing in your pocket. I always thought they should reverse that order. Holy crap! Nada's up here. Unknown entity. Polo's not around. So Nada is like part of this anomaly. It's always here. The robotic entity is frozen, an empty shell. They possess all the trappings of existence, but no signs of it. The entity, like this station itself, seems at once deeply alien and yet deeply familiar. An old friend or just another void? Awesome. So that implies that, you know, there's like other Corvex in the anomaly, aren't there? No. All the other people in the anomaly are like other traveler iterations. So that means Polo is like more of an object than a person. That sounds insensitive, but you know what I mean. Okay, so leave me to this. I am going to refine down all of these radiant shards, sell off all of this stuff, and we're about to be rich, y'all. All right, we're back. That did take a little while. I have unlocked the Atlas staff so that we are fully in the vibe of this expedition. We got our red suit, our red staff, and we're gonna build a red Corvette, I'm sure of it. But first, let's go ahead and unlock our new upgraded ship. We've got the Starburn Runner. So with everything combined, I have a little over 7,000 nanites, and for 2,800, we now have what I consider to be the best ship in the game. Now, it also comes with all of your upgrades, all of your additional storage, just everything that you had. You can basically bring any ship you want to into the expedition with you. So I highly recommend this strategy. One other nice side, Benny, of using all of those radiant shards is apparently we've unlocked one of our phase rewards. Oh, it shows me on the thing. It says new reward. All right, so let's see what we get for radiance. Starship launch fuel, Supreme Plus engine upgrade, or Pulse engine upgrade. Okay, nice. Just right when we needed it. And now we can bust out of here. We've got everything done that we can possibly do. And we can get on to our next check-in point, the next rendezvous point. It should definitely be within range now because why won't it select? Oh, Atlantive drive required. This is a special star system, so that's why they gave us that Atlantive drive, which I installed on the other ship, and now I need to go back into the anomaly and move it over into the Starboard Runner. Son of a frick. I don't want to be able to, I don't have the stuff to build a new one, so I've got to go in and uninstall it from the other ship and then put it in this one. 1 second, guys. All right, we're finally back on track. All right, let's try this again. And all we need to do is pop just down here. For some reason, I cannot select these things smoothly. A Gex system. It looks like it's populated from here, But when we get there, I bet you it's abandoned. All right, cool looking, like, what do you call those things? Oh, dreidels. It's a dreidel looking space station. Noyaba Fakti system. Awesome. Now hold on a second. Before I go into the space station, for some reason it's not showing me the check-in. Why did I check? Why did I move it? No, it's still selected. Where is it? Ah, now it's showing up. I'm not crazy, right? It wasn't there a second ago. All right, I'm gonna see if I can get through this without going into the space station, because I just cannot help it. I've been working towards this rendezvous for hours, guys. For you, it's probably not been nearly as long, but I gotta see what this looks like. So that makes a lot of sense. This is a dissonant planet. So if you hadn't brought shards with you the way I did, you could pick them up on this planet where the first rendezvous is. Awesome. I do love the way it looks to kind of look out through your cockpit windows and how it's different in every type of ship. I've got an opportunity to play No Man's Sky in VR not long ago, and it was amazing. I was inside one of the walkers, and it's almost impossible to drive that thing when you're on a normal game playthrough. What in the heck kind of bug is this? Awesome. But anyway, like I was saying, it's almost impossible to drive that thing normally, but in VR, you're actually like holding on to the... Oh, and we got a storm crystal here too, which means we're gonna be having some bad weather. Big old flowers, fungusy looking flowers. But you actually use the controls, you know, to accelerate and everything. The one thing I couldn't figure out was how to make it jump. And then I started getting motion sick because I was in there for about an hour. If I can ever figure out how to get it to work properly, we might do a special run, like a permadeath run in VR. But I know it's really difficult to actually make those recordings. So we've got an abandoned building is our first wandering spore cloud. But an abandoned building is the first rendezvous, so if you weren't lucky like me and actually frickin' lay laps, beep boop, I don't need to talk to you right now. But I like you. I'm glad you came with me. But if you didn't get a lucky start the way I did, and you ended up at some other random spawn point, this is where you would be able to get the larval cores and kill the abyssal horrors and things like that that you need to do for your achievements. And this looks like it is a normal infested terminal, so we should get some cool lore from this, as well as getting our first rendezvous checked off of our milestone list. Let's see what the actual frick is with this. Is this part of the expedition?
It looked like a wound in the world, crimson and ragged-edged, like something that once lived but was then torn asunder. I should have stayed away. Had I the senses to taste the air of this planet, I imagine it would have reeked with some kind of alien vector. But nothing could stall my curiosity. Was it dead? Where I touched it, the surface was moist and yielding. It seemed to become motile, then crawling on a mat of slow cilia moving from me. I should have left it alone.
Yeah, so that is the same dialogue that we always get at our first infested terminal like this. So that makes me think that this will not be necessarily tied into the lore of this expedition, but more it's just a side thing that you can do if you want to do. Let's go ahead and close off our milestone. We're gonna get some inventory slots, nice, and a debris rangefinder plan. Okay, so that is gonna be the crux of this entire expedition, is us finding these derelict freighters, I believe. And we need solar mirrors, quantum computers, and metal plating to make them. Well, crap! Where do I get those from? Oh, you've given me the plans. Well, wonderful! Before we take off, I'll bring out Wood Eve. We'll do a little looking around this toxic planet and see if there's anything good for us to grab. There's something hiding under the ground over here. Oh, it's these guys. I absolutely love these guys. If you've never found these, they make the most hilarious, like, wonder projection in the world. There, you can see the bottom half of them when you do the holographic sort of image of them. And they always look so freaked out, like the squirrel from Ice Age. If you know, you know.
Toxic protection falling.
All right, beep boop. Let's get the heck out of here. The only thing that I need to make this is some solar mirror quantum computers and metal platings. The metal plating's super easy. I need to get some gold for the solar mirror, and I only need antimatter to be able to make a quantum computer. So we'll pop one of those in real quick. And now we just need to get the gold for the other part. So obviously we're gonna start shooting a few asteroids. If we get lucky, sometimes some of these big ones actually have gold in them. This one has silver. Crap. Let's see if this is the lucky one. You look kind of golden. Nope, tritium. We need some of that anyway, so it's not a waste, but maybe this is our lucky asteroid? No, silver. All of these big ones seem to have silver in them. The littler ones all have the tritium, which is great for fuel, and it's not bad getting silver. I'm sure we're gonna need it for other stuff, but we really need that gold. It's only 40 freaking gold. Here we go. So sometimes once the game sort of realizes what you're doing, it'll spawn an asteroid field for you. So we can definitely get the gold we need in here. Come on, come on, come on. Give me some gold. Silver. There's our gold. All right. So give me a second and I'll find what we need. It appears that these big ones tend to have more chance of gold. Or maybe that was just luck. That one had platinum in it. I'll just shoot everything. I almost have enough gold, I'm sure of it. Let's check and see. Yeah, 92 gold is plenty. We'll go ahead and make our mirror. And, oh yeah, metal plating, the easy one. I left it for last. There we go. Our first rangefinder, our debris rangefinder. I hope these carry over into the main game as well. I'm gonna go ahead and make a couple of these. We need some more gold, but that's easy enough. I'll go ahead and start crushing a few more asteroids. We've got our milestone unlocked now. Let's see if we get anything good. Corvette basic modules pack. Oh, we're getting so close to resurrecting Judy. We won't make a big booty Judy. We don't want to try to clone her. Oh, nice. We got all the basic parts just like in the last expedition. So I will go ahead to honor Big Booty Judy. We'll go ahead and just basically make a copy of at least her starter design. I know these debris finders are going to be super important. So let's go ahead and just build 3 more of these suckers. And that way I have 5 altogether, which should be enough to get us a hefty start on things. Let's pop one and see what happens. You have to be in a Corvette class ship. Okay. So they don't let us do it from our regular spaceship. Makes total sense. Some people would complete the entire expedition with just a spaceship if you didn't kind of force people to do it on a Corvette. So we got our Corvette workshop terminal marked. I'm pretty sure that is just going to be on the space station. And let's go ahead and see what we can build to start hunting some more parts to resurrect the Scarlet Judy. Maybe that's a good name for her in this playthrough. We are back on the abandoned station. There is a Corvette workshop way out here. You have to run out here. There's no teleportation pads. Let's see what we can buy, if there's anything new to buy in here. I know that there's some new parts and stuff. I think since we have 11 million units, let's go ahead and pump up our Corvette with a couple of extra Thunderbird habitats. And is there anything else that I want to buy? I don't think so. I think I'm happy just having a few extra habitat modules will probably do. I think we got given everything else that we need as far as basic parts. And once we start getting some of those debris finders working, we'll have parts galore, I'm sure, and we'll be able to trade for stuff. I'm not going to do an exact copy of Judy. I will try to learn from my past mistakes and be sure that I put the landing gear nice and centered rather than too far to one side. We're going to pop all 3 of these Thunderbird class habitats in a row. So we got a nice chunky start. And then I'm going to put the cockpit right center in the front. We'll put the Medusa class reactor on top here. I think it looks good there to start with. Our engines are definitely going to be spaced to the back and sides. Try to get that chunky exterior going. There we go. And now we just need the tailgate. Titan class landing bay. Boom. And Judy is reborn. Well, crap. What did I forget? No weapon systems. Oh, yeah. I need to be able to shoot stuff. Where are we going to put your phase cannons? On the side? I think they look best maybe underneath or on top. What looks better? Hanging underneath there for now? Yeah, I think that'll do. Let's finalize our design, and we have a new Judy. A little Judy, baby Judes. I'll keep workshopping the name. I haven't quite figured it out yet. Y'all drop one down in the comments if you can think of one. Scarlet Joe Judy. I don't know. I'll keep working on it. Doors to the stars. That makes so much sense now with the emoji that we know we got before this expedition was the door. What does this unlock? A refiner unit, a powerful frost protection upgrade. Okay, so that's a refiner unit for inside of our Corvette. Yeah, nice. And let's go ahead and put on these thermal protections because I got a feeling we're gonna need those when we're spacewalking and doing the other stuff that we need to do for this expedition. I want to go ahead and check and see if we have any other upgrades that we can install into Judy before I add a bunch of other modules and it fills up all these extra slots. All I need is an antimatter for the teleportation, and we need condensed carbon to make the antimatter. And I have hardly any carbon. We'll solve that problem when we get to it. I'll let my refiner pack finish chewing on that slime for now. Let's put our radar up. Oh my God, the freaking camera. Okay, so I don't think we want the radar right next to our cockpit because we'll accidentally press on it instead of getting into the chair. And I don't think we're actually going to be able to use the mission radar because all of these systems are abandoned. But at least we have it for cosmetic reasons. And then I'll pop the refiner unit over here on this side so we can use it to make more complicated recipes and stuff like that and just kind of have it running while we're jumping around. We don't have any recipes for garden stuff yet, but these units kind of look cool and fill up some of the empty space in our Corvette. So I'll pop a couple of these in just for good measure. We also want to look and see if we can build any storage containers. But first, let's see. Yeah, I have everything I need for the crew berth so we can give ourselves a bed. And then I just need a little bit of gold to be able to build the freaking nutrition unit. I'm always looking for more gold. The Medi pod is also way out of our grasp, but yeah, the nutrition unit would be pretty easy to make because all we need is the hermetic seal, which is pretty easy too, just some more condensed carbon. So we can use our oxygen to make carbon now that my backpack is done chewing on this slime. And now we just turn our regular carbon into condensed carbon. And we'll have what we need. First, we'll make the teleportation receiver, because that is so important. Now we can access our inventory from a little bit bigger distance. And of course, I don't have any copper. I could have sworn I had copper. I guess we never picked any up because we got all of our chromatic metal from that trade terminal that we needed earlier. And I never ended up going to find any copper. Well, we'll do that next. We definitely want to have a ladder taking us, or a stairwell taking us up to the roof. I'm going to have to put up as many windows as I can as soon as I can. But we'll always be able to jump up here and get a good look around. And I think this will be really convenient when we're actually doing the debris fields. And in fact, I can't wait any longer. Let's go ahead and give baby Jude's her inaugural flight. Okay, so since we haven't decided on a final name, let's just go ahead. I can't take off with the totally different name in here. I'm just gonna put Judy for now as a placeholder, and we'll figure out what the full name should be as we go. Hey Jude, you are my Corvette, and we will find your lost brethren. Sorry guys, that got stuck in my head and I just had to share it with you. Oh my gosh, Judy is looking nice, but I hate not having windows. We're gonna focus on that. I'm just gonna park on this planet here, and hey, look at that. We got one of these crazy big gate thingies. It gives you some lore about the different iterations and the Atlas and Sentinels and their whole relationship. But the reason why I came here wasn't for that. It was so that we can put up some windows. I have been refining glass in my backpack for the last 15 minutes. Basically, I just took all the silicate powder that I had, and now we've got 14 glass that we can use to make our observation decks. Nice. I really like the way these sort of bowed windows look on the outside. And then, do we want to have circular windows going forward? They look pretty cool in these Titan class modules because they get that cool foam padding around the outside. Look at that giant gate. I'm gonna have to go down there and check that out, but it has nothing to do with the expedition, so I'll probably just cut that out. The next thing I want to build is gonna be the nutrition unit, and I still just need some gold for that. Just for the science. Let's see if the mission radar works. Yeah, that's what I thought. It has to be an inhabited system, so other than just sort of the aesthetics, and I guess we get one, you know, for free if we take our Corvette back with us at the end of the expedition, which we're definitely gonna do. You would have the mission radar installed. Let's see what these planets have to offer. Colder than a witch's teat. I think I'm gonna cut it out when I was running around on the surface, but I found this cool new pet. So it says that it hunts sentinels, and I wanted to see if that was actually true. I doubt it, since most of the other pets that I've tried to do this with, it fails miserably. But this new feature to actually mark the planets and it puts a waypoint on it in this map. Oh my God, what a quality of life change that is. And we have a planet with ancient bones. That would be cool. I know that we actually need some ancient bones, so maybe we can go and check that out. And that is where we'll be picking up on the next episode of Cozy Man Sky. If you made it this far, thank you so much. I have been struggling to get this recorded and edited on time, so I'm running behind. But I promise I have actually completed the entire expedition now. I just need to put my nose to the grindstone, get it all edited and posted this week. So hopefully you guys can enjoy it while you're wrapping up the expedition as well.
Again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for joining me and Judy on this crazy little adventure.
If you liked this video and would like to see more content like this, please consider leaving a like, subscribing to the channel if you haven't already, and maybe leave a comment. Specifically, a good name for Judy.